Hi, Elena. How are you?
I am fine. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good as well. I would love
Excellent.
for the people to get to know who you are, what is this book all about, and what's happening with it.
So I'm going to hold up the book for a minute or a moment. Sex
I love the
positive.
name. I
Yes.
love the name.
So a friend of mine who I've actually never met in person, but we've been friends online because he asked a mutual friend to introduce him to somebody who was around that was in the sex positive world. His name is Jeremy Shub, and he lives in Australia. We became friends over the fact that we're both coaches. We're both relationship coaches. And one day he contacted me a couple years ago and he's like, we should write a book. And he said, I've been wanting to write this book on sex positivity. And you, of all the people I know, are one of the most sex positive people around. You have lots of connections. Let's work together. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. Right. And so we started talking about it, and the name came up pretty fast. So we wanted something that was about the present, right? Sex positive now, what's going on? And we realized that what we really wanted were a lot of different voices. And so we started reaching out to people from all over, literally all over the world,
Wow.
asking them to contribute essays about sex positivity. And we planned on paying him, which we did eventually. And I mean, this wasn't like a free thing from somebody we were asking people to do. And we had people literally from almost every continent. I don't think we had anybody from Antarctica, but we had people contribute from all over. And we had a woman from Beijing write us an article on how she learned to edit lesbian porn, right? And which was just awesome. And what we did is we broke it into categories. And if there was a category that was low, we went out and even more actively searched for to fill those categories. And and we got 50, we ended up using 55 of the maybe 60 or 70 essays that were contributed to us. So we have 55 essays plus our own, the ones that we've done ourselves, about sex positivity. Everything from religion and sex positivity, disability and sex positivity, um, asexuality, because people think, well, if you're not sexual, how can you be sex positive? We have some interviews with some very well-known people. Many people know who Annie Sprinkle is. Somebody did an interview with her, and she and her partner Beth contributed to our book. We have well-known people, and we have people nobody's ever heard of. And it's turned out to be really, I'm just so proud of it. And one of the coolest things is there's illustrations inside. And we ended up having a young trans person, gender fluid person. Um, they ended up illustrating our work for us, Jing that and they were like 17 when they started working for us. We have youth involved. It's not just a bunch of old farts, right? And they did a fabulous job. They did just an amazing job on the illustrations. And so yes, I couldn't be prouder of what we've come up with. And people are enjoying it. Everybody I know that's read it said they like
Yeah.
it. So yeah.
So why should people buy the book?
Well, I think that one of the main things is, and our main purpose in this, is that people hear the word sex positive and they don't really know what that means. They don't know what is sex positive, right? And I mean, and sex positivity is a is an attitude or belief that all consensual sexuality, however it might be, can be healthy and life affirming. I mean, that really is what sex positivity is about. And so we want to, people should look at our book so they can see that there are many different voices that describe sex positivity, that it's not just one thing, that it's not just about sex. Because a lot of people think, well, it's just about sex, but it's not. It's about knowing your body and knowing yourself and how you connect to the world. And humans are erotic beings. I mean, that's who we are. Even asexual people usually will acknowledge that there's an eroticism out there. And finding out that there are other people. And the other thing is finding out that there are other people who say the things that you believe so that you don't feel like you're alone. Because a lot of times when we encounter our sexual side, like especially if it's a little kinky or a little bit different than the quote unquote norm, we feel alone. And this gives people permission to be the sexual beings they already are, that they find out that they're not alone, that there are other people like them that like bondage. Oh my God, that, that are asexual. Oh my God, that kind of thing. And it gives people permission to be who they are. At least that's how I feel about it.
Lovely. And who is Allena?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bi-poly switch, which means I'm a kinky switch, which means I'm just greedy. And I have been active in the sex positive community since before it was ever called sex positive, and since the early 90s. And been involved in the as an activist and an educator and a coach for many years. I'm semi-retired now, and because I'm dealing with cancer and all that kind of fun stuff that we deal with. But for many years, I ran the Center for Sex Positive Culture and the Foundation for Sex Positive Culture. I was their executive director. I was the kinky mom. I'm the kinky sex positive mom of Seattle, and that's what people call me. I have thousands of people call me mom, which is kind of weird and kind of fun. And I'm a person who embraces sexuality and embraces life. I have a personal mission statement. Everybody should have one. And mine is to bring joy and make a difference in the world. And I believe that in my sex positive world, I have definitely made a difference in the world.
Wow.
That's me. Yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And
Thank
guys,
you.
guys, whenever you get to read the book, do let us know what you think so that it helps other people. And I love them. I love the name.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so much.
much.
Thank you.